So we're back from Tamworth Tyre torture. We'll put in some videos of that. We finally got a set off on, not this VL, the other VL. And then the 4L60 decided to give up again. That's the third box now. So we aren't going to put any more stock boxes in it. We're sending all the broken 4L60s down to RVO Transmissions in Melbourne, and they're going to do a 400 kilowatt package with a proper manual valve body in it. We've just been doing the diode trick in there basically with the ratchet shifter, which probably hasn't helped the cause. Trans pressure lines and everything going through the roof when you're smashing through gears. Yeah, so we'll put the videos in that. When we pulled the car apart and took the transmission out, we found some more wires that were melted on the starter motor. So we've actually changed that a little bit, the way it came out of the side of the starter motor. It was just too close to the extractors. So I put in a video, we've changed that, wrapped everything, heat wrapped that, and we're also putting the heat wrap around the exhaust on that as well. So I just pretty much roughly measured how much I was going to need. I'll probably come a little bit short, I think. So these are the metal cable ties.
This is a little tool that you get to put them in. Just pulls them tight, and then you've got a cutter at the end of it for when you're done. So I've just wrapped it pretty loosely around where it needs to go, tied off this end, but once it's wet you can manipulate it somewhat. Obviously you want to make sure they're all overlapping when you do it. And the gloves, because this stuff is titanium or fiberglass and it will get in your skin and it will annoy you. So we've got it pretty tight there to where there's a bit of a change in the header, obviously something like that. So you just want to pull your cable tie in, up until that point. Then you just crank down on these, pull it tight, and then you can cut it off with that. So we'll go through, and I've already got fiberglass in me somewhere, I can feel it. We'll go through, finish this one off. I may come up short, but if it comes up there I can just wrap it with the other one. So, probably not as successful as I wanted it. Put another one around there, but cut off more than what you think you're going to need, because yeah, you pull up pretty short. So I'll put another one around there, but it's going to keep enough of the heat. I didn't go right up to here. We've got the heated shields going to the spark plug, so obviously anything's going to help when it's that tight inside the car. So we'll get this other one wrapped up, move on, get the other ones done. I bought about 50 metres of this, I think. That's a 10 metre roll, so I may need more. Want to do the CV8 as well, and I'll do the stainless section where it goes underneath the car and where those lines are run. So I definitely haven't done as much filming as I should have, but it's very difficult to film while I'm trying to do this. But I have come up with a bit of a system. If you run your heat wrap out around 5 times the length of where you need to go, once you wrap it, it seems to be enough length. Obviously you don't want to come too short, but the extractor's pinched out here, so I wasn't able to get the wrap through there in that tight area. I've got this one down, so yeah, measure out where you need to go and then 5 times that length. A little bit hanging out there, but I'll obviously wrap each individual one, and then where it splits into 2 here, I'll wrap those 2 up until this point, and then again with these I'll come through and wrap those up to there. There's going to be bits showing, but anything we can do at the moment to obviously stop some of the heat getting to all those wires is better than nothing. So we'll get them finished up. I'm going to order some more of the metal cable ties, and I'm just going to run a few more through it once it's all done. So we have wrapped up the exhaust. You just put it in a bucket of water. It makes it a bit more malleable when you're trying to when you're trying to wrap it around and it just dries out. That is the rear section. It goes up over these lines, the transcooler lines and the fuel lines. So this is where we melted the starter motor wire. So I've heat shielded all that and wrapped it, and then also wrapped up the knock sensor wire that goes on the back of the starter motor there. As you can see, before it was getting quite hot. So a few improvements. Obviously we'll get the box back in when it comes back from RVO. We did, this was all just standard. So we'll go through and probably put a bit of bracing in there. Probably get rid of the spare wheel well in here. And blew a bit more of the rust out the back of it. So this was the wire that we melted on the starter motor. Originally went through there, joined up into the connectors down there. So just to alleviate all this mess, so we're going to run run a single wire through and just put it onto a connector outside. So try and reduce some of the points where it could fail. Just put a little grommet in there. We'll run some heat shrink down it. Heat shrink over that onto the original sheathing down there just to protect it.
So in regards to this space, we've had this for a little while now, but just getting everything swapped over and getting into here fine though. We've gone through and painted the floor, put the shelving in, put the racking in. So we'll spin around and show you that in a minute. But basically, we've got all the VL parts manuals, parts catalogues. In the past, these cars, the ones that I've been wrecking, they just end up as storage areas for all the bits and pieces, and it's a bit hard to know how many parts you've got, what you've got, and having to go look for them when you do sell those parts. So we'll be bringing each car here, stripping it down. Obviously, we're going to try and put more parts on the website, all the GM part numbers, taking everything out, doing a stock list, updating all the inventory online so it's more accurate to what we do have. And yeah, basically trying to streamline the whole process a little bit. We've got doing injector cleaning and a few things for the RB injectors. They're a bit funny at the best of times, so we'll do like an exchange thing with those injectors, and then probably do a bit of a video series, I guess, on getting the RBs running, the MAF sensors, the injectors, basically everything that can go wrong with these cars. A lot of the times you see them for sale and they'll say car not running, cranks over but doesn't start. So there's a few tricks into getting them running and driving, mostly fuel and spark, obviously with the CAS sensor, cam angle sensor in the distributor. So yeah, I'll throw a photo up of the whole racking setup that we've got here. It's still a bit of a mess. I've only got one light, so it's still in the process. While we've still got the hoist to do all the mechanical stuff, we'll leave the VL and the CV8 there, but eventually they will both come here. We've got a few marks laid out for the hoist, and then potentially a car stacker thing over here as well, just to make it a bit easier.